that gasket off, I wiped it down real good. That port down there is your oil return, so make sure that you take that gasket off and you get as much oil as out of there as possible. You don't want it leaking by the side of the gasket. This is a high pressure gasket at the top of your head, so if it's going to leak anywhere, that'd be a good spot for it to leak if you had any fluid. This is an old head I had. It's going to work. It's got the big valves in it. That's what I want it for this 140 motor. I've cleaned the face of it off real good. Make sure you do that. You don't want any kind of debris or anything in there. Little bitty. So now I'm going to put this on and I'll show you how to do the timing chain. Alright, got the head on. I went ahead and tightened this bolt down. That way it'll keep the head secure. My timing chain I had to pull through there very easily and safely. Now we're going to put the camming gear on, and I'll show you a little trick on doing that here in a second. What I normally do to get my cam gear in the right spot is I'll put one bolt in and just slowly turn it until I get about the right spot. Don't tighten that bolt down real hard, because once you do, you're going to move your timing chain again. So I'm going to take this one back out. And then we'll go from there, get that timing chain on. Alright, with knowing that my gear should be in the right spot, I went ahead and put the timing chain on. Now you see how far off we are. A trick to doing this, if you'll notice, my holes are just a little bit off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that cam so that hole lines up with my gear, and do it and show you at the same time. A poker, let's do the bottom one. If I can find the hole. Alright, I got the bottom one. Alright. Turn it a smidgen, and once this gear gets to, or this bolt gets to the front of the head, it's going to have to go in there. Actually, this one's just going to pop in there. Okay, well, good deal. I got lucky. Normally it would turn and end up sliding. You don't want to put a lot of pressure on it. A lot of this stuff in here is aluminum, but that worked out pretty good. Alright, got those tightened back up. I went back and made sure my pin was tight. Always check this and your other pin. Now we need to put the timing chain cover back on. Make sure your valve cover has a good clean gasket on it. You can put silicone on there if you need to. It's not real high pressure in there like it is the head. And put your intake back on with your could be 10 or 8 millimeter bolts. And your exhaust back on. If you put your exhaust back on, you can put on your engine plate if you have it. And of course it'll mount back to the pegs. And then on the side of the motor right there, those are 8 millimeters, pegs are usually 12. And that's pretty much it. And I'm going to get her put back together and see if she'll fire up. Alright, when you put your valve cover back on, on this particular model, there's a little piece that goes down further. If you put it upside down, it wouldn't look right. And remember, your bottom left is where your copper piece needs to go, because it will expand and contract with the heat. That your oil actually goes through where that bolt is. So make sure you have that right. If you don't, you could end up with problems. Not saying that wouldn't work, but you could end up with problems. So, I've already put the valve cover valve seal back on. When you tighten your head bolts up, I usually go in a crisscross pattern. Never tighten one all the way up till it's tight. You're going to break stuff. You know, I'd go a couple pounds of pressure and then go back and do them again. As you tighten some up, the other ones will actually loosen back up.